Hey y'all, this is Heyyy HR by Tamika Green, and what we're going to talk about today is something that I don't think people realize happens in the workforce, and we just dive into a reactionary mode without thinking this through completely. And so many times it's because people are not accustomed or comfortable working in an environment that they do things that they think is right, but it really ain't. So if you guys want to know about retaliation in the workforce, then definitely keep watching. Now, many times this happens, or I say retaliation happens, because a lot of managers just aren't trained. We initially go for what we've seen happen, what we think is our gut instinct, and in actuality, we're doing something that's just not right. So retaliation, by definition, is when an employee is punished for engaging in an activity that is legally protected. This includes reporting suspect harassment or discrimination. And so I did a video where I talked all about harassment and discrimination. So definitely check it out if you want to get more details on that, because this is kind of taking us into another level. So we're going to talk specifically about like reactionary actions that people do after there has been a situation of either or, harassment or discrimination. And so it's wrong, it's illegal, and it's not supported by law whenever you do retaliation. Now, one thing that can make employees feel comfortable with disclosing any issues of harassment or discrimination is, instead of retaliating against someone, what the company should do is support each employee or one another whenever there's an action that's taken against a problematic action or behavior. So whenever there's a reaction that's taken, it's obviously, if it's in a negative realm, it's retaliation, right? So if we support someone whenever they go to tell someone or to report when someone has done something that has been discriminatory or that has been a harassing act, and we let them know, hey, it's a safe ground, we appreciate you doing this, we do a thorough investigation, we really get all of the details, we follow up as to the result that happened because of this. That type of thing shows support to employees whenever there's something that's reported, whenever there's like a whistleblower incident, then that tells employees, I'm in a safe space and I won't be retaliated against by the company. Some examples of retaliation can start with just termination. You decide, okay, I'm going to terminate this employee because they reported this incident. Now we have this situation going on since they reported. And it's what you would call an overt reaction or overt form of retaliation. Or another example that's a bit more subtle is whenever you exclude employees from workplace activities. So if you decide, okay, we're going to have this event, but we're not going to invite this employee. Okay, we're going to offer these benefits or these perks, but this employee is not eligible for it. That's more of a subtle form of retaliation, but it's still retaliation. Some more examples, because it's unfortunate that there's so many examples of retaliation. So I'm gonna just run through a quick little list that I prepared here. Is being denied a promotion or refusing to hire someone, bad performance reviews, whenever you do a performance review on that employee and then all of a sudden this employee's been working really, really good, but you're finding like the smallest things that's wrong with them because now you're retaliating. And transferring them to another location. Maybe this employee has been working at this location for quite some time. It's convenient for them. They have had no problems with working at this location. And now they're working, 100 miles away, or they're traveling 5 days a week when they never traveled before. Those are some like really big examples of what it can look like to transfer them to another work location. Or you increase their workload. When you look, the team is kind of chilling, but this person is never getting a break. They're always working. Change of shift or hours, or even their duties. If you decide, okay, this person's always been working first shift, now I'm gonna have them working third shift. Oh, this person always been doing this, I'm gonna add this on their list that they have to do. That could be a form of retaliation as well. And then lastly, my final example is expressions of disapproval or lack of good manners. If you're just rude to them, like, everyone's giving them compliments, but you're not complimenting. They ask you a question, you got an attitude. That's retaliation because you're upset that this person became a whistleblower and told you about a situation that may have been discriminatory or a harassing situation. False accusations are rare. Please don't think for a second because I'm reporting this issue is probably not real. The sad thing about it is most times by the time someone's reporting a situation, it's because it really is happening. And they've actually gotten uncomfortable. Sometimes it's been going on for quite some time. So whenever someone immediately assumes, oh, they're just gonna come and lie. I mean, honestly, that's a sense of a bad culture that's not supporting employees during a time when they're reacting to someone being harassed or discriminated against. And so frivolous claims are almost non-existent. More likely, troubling behavior will go unreported than someone who makes a false claim. Most times, people aren't going to say a darn thing. Like, they're just not. It could totally be going on. Very obvious. They're so worried about them being retaliated against that they don't report something. And so many times people will see when someone's being retaliated against and they don't want to become a victim. Like they're like, oh no, I mean, if I go and tell on this, then this is going to happen to me. Or maybe they saw another employee with a situation where they reported and then all of a sudden they got terminated or they got demoted or whatever. And now they're like, I don't want that to happen to me. So people will tend to just not report. So I'm gonna give y'all some quick ways that you can just take direct action. Like you can take absolute direct action whenever you're someone that needs to report discrimination or harassment. This is going to be a way that, I'll say this is the list that I'm about to give you are things that people are terrified to do because they're afraid of retaliation. But this is exactly what you should be doing. And what you should be doing is speaking up. You should speak for yourself. You should speak for your employees, your co-workers. Don't participate. Listen, if somebody treating somebody wrong, you're seeing some retaliation, you're seeing the co-workers treating them wrong because they became a whistleblower or what have you, you can still talk to that person. Do not participate in whatever the negative activity is that they're doing. And then other ways that you can do is you can always just distract it. You notice that they're making all these jokes on this person is uncomfortable. Everybody knows that this person was the whistleblower. Listen, all you got to do is start talking about a new topic.
Did y'all see that TV show last night? Can you guys believe how cool it was?
Like whatever you can do it to distract those people from retaliating against that employee. Another thing that you can do is delegate. Give those people who are the aggressors something to do to kind of get them to not think about their focus on that employee and retaliating against that employee. And you can obviously delay it as well. There are different things that you can do to make it prolonged. You can, kind of manipulate the work duties so that they're not really working together on a regular basis. That person doesn't have to feel uncomfortable. This person's not faced with this person. You can absolutely delay it. Again, some ways to take direct action against retaliation is by speaking up, speaking for yourself, speaking for your coworkers or your employees, not participating, distracting, delaying, and delegating. I told you guys how you can take direct action. This is going to be slightly different, but very much the same, where some anti-retaliation techniques. So in addition to the list that I just gave you on how to take action, there's some things that you can do for anti-retaliation techniques. You can refuse to participate in an illegal or unethical behavior. This is before someone's blowing a whistle, what have you. And let's talk about the discrimination and retaliation that's going on, or discrimination and harassment that's going on at the time. Don't participate in that. If you feel like I'm not going to be the person that's going to be the whistleblower and I'm not going to tell them this because I'm terrified of retaliation, then don't participate in a thing that can lead to retaliation. And then report situations that involve a violation of laws or ethics or policies. So again, that's AKA being a whistleblower. Making attention, reporting to whatever that situation is and making attention to it. So whistleblowers, just so you know, are protected by law and cannot be retaliated against. So if at any time you're noticing that some retaliation is happening after you already been the person that reported the discriminatory or the harassing act, you can always bring that to attention to HR. If you feel uncomfortable with HR, you can always seek an employment law attorney who can direct you with how to take different steps outside of your organization. And so guys, this is definitely a difficult topic, but it's one that needs to be addressed. Like I personally have been retaliated against. Working in HR, I've been retaliated against. It's uncomfortable. It's annoying. It's one of the biggest reasons employees will leave. It's one of the biggest reasons employees won't perform well. It's one of the biggest reasons that employees feel like they can't talk, like they're not supported by the organization. And I absolutely didn't like it. I didn't have a whistleblower to do that for me. I just stood up for myself. I had no problem doing recordings. I had no problem bringing attention to higher levels who's over my direct report. I had no problem going out there and finding another job and leaving. I had no problem. It's so annoying to say this because I feel that my career may have went differently. I don't know if it's for the bad or the good, but I feel like my career really could have went differently if I didn't find myself saying, you know what, I'm gonna just quit. There have been times that I just quit, didn't even have another job, but I'm tired of being harassed. I'm tired of this discriminatory acts against me. And so I'm out. Peace is more important to me. So if this is your first time watching any of my videos, I welcome you. I am, again, Tamika, and I am definitely the face behind Heyyy HR. If you are returning, I appreciate your support. So y'all know, I say this every time because I definitely mean it. I cannot wait to see you guys on the next video.